This was announced as 260, but I understood it was 260 and 260.
Yes, it is.
It is both.
It is both. Indeed, this is, if you are doing either SXR260, wave your hands, yeah, SXR369, yeah, anything else, good, you're all in the right place, that's great, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm course director of SXR260 this week, and yes, it's both the courses, SXR260 and SXR369. I'm going to mention a few generic things that apply to both courses now. Safety, of course, is of paramount importance during the week, and you should have received a red booklet and a field safety form to fill in, just give us some idea of the proportion of people who haven't done the main geology course. And I'd also be interested to know if you are intending to complete a geosciences degree. Could you put a hand in the air if that's what you intend to do, which is certainly the majority of you. Thank you very much. Well, you should have been given a summer school programme for the whole week. It's an individual sheet, and I'm going to ask you to get that out now because I'll make a few points which you can write on it. Now, at the end of the week, on Friday, there is the CMA, which you need to do in order to pass the course. You need to take that, and hopefully pass that, in order to get the points of this module. And it's not a memory test. You can bring in anything you like, all the materials that you've been working on during the week. Things like field sheets, the summer school notes, sketches, and all that material that you've been carefully making notes about during the week, making sketches and so on. All that you can use, and you can bring in other books if you want. Any of those materials, maps, whatever, you can bring to that CMA. So it's not a memory test, and you can use that material in the CMA. We also want you to sort of help each other. It's a great way to learn, is to discuss, bounce ideas off, interact with others that you're working with. And by the end of the week, we expect your tutor group, there are 4 groups, to be working well as a team. And when we take you to the mystery quarry, we get you to work through the various observations and interpretations and report back to the tutor what you've found. It's an exercise that works really well. You have the chance to put all those skills you've learned during the week into practice and work together as a team and unravel some great geology in a mystery quarry.
Are you surreptitiously videoing us, Dave?
Rido 42. That's the machine.
Hello! Look, I've got a coffee.
South-southeast. Yeah, but the key is to keep it as flat as you possibly can, because as soon as you start to tilt it like this, you're not getting a true reading with your magnetic field. Okay.
People see dip here. See bedding? Yeah. Which way is it dipping? Oh, okay, so does that help us decide between hypotheses? What have we ruled out? Yeah, we haven't crossed an anticline axis.
Oh no, okay.
Well, if it wasn't important, then you wouldn't have these rocks in this complex orientation. It's a difficult question to answer because it's like this because it isn't. So the rocks would be in a sort of different orientation. But you see how those rocks are dipping very steeply just there to the left of those 3 trees. So the reason
You are.
Why do you think that might be the link? Yeah, and rather than just having looked at this display board here, what is giving you the indication that that's where it might be? Yes, it's more resistant. Anything else? Resistant.
So what have we got here? The veins on this surface. You all need to come and see this. What do we got?
Good. I think you've done that pretty well. Excellent. Well, we're going to cross over and look at the rocks themselves and the sort of structures within them. So let's look at very well. So this is it. Any organism that was mainly they were floating in the oceans, particularly that characterised different parts of the Silurian, was based for that part of the Silurian in rocks around here in the Howgill Fells. They can be very difficult to find, and of course if you've got any cleavage developed, then that makes them especially difficult to find. But that's how we know the age. Graptolites, extinct marine or colonial organisms that floated around in this case, Silurian Sea, and fell to the sea floor. So where you find them isn't where they were living. They were actually living in the water column and sunk. You often find them in places where you don't find any other fossils, where, for example, there's no bioturbation. I don't know if anybody was able to, well, you didn't find any fossils, so you didn't find any trace fossils. I don't think I've ever seen a trace.
It was very pleasant at the
There we go. I've got, yeah.
So did everything go smoothly?
So I've got pink phenocrysts here with a small frog for scale. I've got another sharp frog here. Okay, so leaving the frogs aside, this country rock here has a metamorphic fabric going through it. It's got bands of minerals growing within it. What colour?
Pale.
Pale what?
And the deformation that's in the country rock, which has got a stripe in this sort of direction, the foliation there, does not pass through into the granite. That's because the granite forms like California whereas the country rock has. The country rock is the Ordovicianate, Borodale volcanic series, and it's been deformed.
Very dark. Yeah. Are they smaller than the quartz grain?
The quartz grains are the biggest.
Yeah. I think you'll find that if there are some dark grains you're seeing, they're probably actual grains of iron oxide.
Yeah.
Now, if iron oxide is denser than quartz, then you'd expect a smaller grain. Thing called a hydroid. Right.
But it can actually happen very, very quickly. So that's a whole field of cementation. It's a really important in economic geology to what extent rocks are cemented together, because they can be useful for all sorts of things.
Lovely.
Trying to look really kind of tween.
We won't come down
I know this is it.
Oh yeah, no, I did.
Floating around, so if we find one.
Yeah, they're the official. Yeah. They were going to be thrown out.
Yeah, I nearly sold them.
That's it.
You'd sell your own grandmother, Trevor, if you could.
Okay.
You know what, Rothers? I must tell you this. Are you still? Just hang on a minute, Alan. What I do is people have been giving me geology books, right, to sell
Yeah.
or to look after. And what I've been doing is putting a little white ticket on the inside saying the person's name, bequest, not to be sold, but can be given to like-minded person with the same.
I've seen that.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
Of course you've received certain things.
I retract it, you wouldn't sell your own grandmother. I apologise.
Thank you very much.
Which cross section am I drawing? And then going down to
Very important safety aspects to bear in mind, in addition to all the usual things. The shoreline can be very slippery, particularly shortly after you cross a breakwater that's within sight just down here. You'll be crossing that, and then you'll have to go over an area that may well have some green weed on it. Avoid the green weed if at all possible, because it's very slippery. The trick is to take small steps and to realise there's absolutely no rush. So take small steps and help somebody else behind you, or possibly even in front of you.
Some red, yes. Remember where we are? We're in the Cleveland iron formation, aren't we? So we wouldn't be surprised to find red colour because we're in an area of some iron.
This is Staves Formation.
Sorry?
This is the Staves Formation.
Yes. Oh, really?
Cleveland Iron Formation.
No, but we're talking about... We're not,
Found an iron bed.
go away, you. We know we're in the Staves Formation, but there is iron about, put it that way. Okay, any other terms you're going to bounce off us? We've had cross stratifications and red rock showing where it's iron, not far away.
A scale would be marvellous. Thank you. So, anybody got any idea what I'm videoing? Okay, so you've now all seen a Jurassic sturgeon, allegedly. So now we're going to walk along the wake up platform until we get to that headland over there, which is Old Nab, where we'll be logging. So on the cliffs up here you can see the disturbance of a strata above the pecten seams. The main ironstone seam has been mined away and there's been some irregular collapse closing up the gap. So that's a lot of mining damage in the middle part of the cliff. This is ironstone seam B with people having lunch on it. And over here is seam C, and then the pecten seams. The main ironstone seam would have been up here and has been mined out. This is one of the larger gutter casts running across the wave cut platform just below ironstone B. This whole region has gutter casts. Once you've got your eye and you see them all over the place. So scours made by rip currents draining back off a nearby beach.
Oh, look at that. Teamwork in action. It's good to see.
Brilliant.
I think. Do we agree with large scale cross-strategy?
Yeah.
When you say it, what do you mean? Because
The lowest unit.
yeah, we're supposed to be looking at we start on the top of it. Well, there's a piece of it. Have you got this stuff?
No, it hasn't gone in. It's not that.
Oh, what, in here? No, I thought you were talking about the limestone.
Oh, the limestone. No, I found some shiny crystals in it.
It's all right. We'll make that.
Yeah, it does, exactly.
So we've got
The edges though, it's not on the
blue
surface.
roads, or we can't tell when we can't get to
Examples we see on the side.
In this programme, they've found water on Mars. What next though? And this is what we're waiting for, and you'll get it here first in this programme. What next? Is it going to be life? Dr. David Rothery is the Senior Lecturer in the Faculty of Science at the OU. Hey Dave, how are you?
Hi Ronnie, I'm good. I'm teaching geology in the fields of the OU at Durham at the moment. So I'm tired, but my students are next door taking an exam, so I'm free to talk about Mars.
Excellent. Is it a tough exam you've set, Dave? Is it tough?
Oh, they'll do fine. They're a grand bunch of students. They've worked hard this week.
They'll do all right. All right then. We've spoken before about Mars and the water thing. Are we any closer to getting wiggly things in there, Dave?
Well, we're a little bit closer, I guess. I mean, what's been found are streaks that look like places where water is seeping out of the ground on steep slopes and trickling downhill. They go dark in summer where water might seep out. Now, you know, wet sand is darker than dry sand. Wet dust is darker than dry dust. So these streaks, they're thought to be most likely to be explained as water seeping out of the soil, trickling downhill. So we've got some water at the surface of Mars. So that all helps if you want Mars to be a place where life is going to exist.
Yeah, because that's the key ingredient.
Now we're pointing in the right direction.
Dave, great to talk to you. I'll let you get back to your exam. Yeah. Go and stand next to the ugly person in the room, Dave, just for a laugh. That's what I usually do with these exams.
All Open University students are young and good looking.
Nice work, David.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Dr. David Rothery there, the Senior Lecturer in Faculty of Science at the Open University. But he's up. That's what the teachers do, and during exams, when they're bored, they say to each other, go and stand by to the next person you think is going to be a virgin for a bit longer. You know, and they'll do that. Or go and stand next to the person who's, who's what? Why were they always